Do you know that Bower'S Tower, one of the oldest monuments in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital, was erected in honor of late Captain Lister Bower'S Tower in December 1936 because of his efforts at decimating and fighting insecurity across Yoruba land. When then we had communal clashes in Yoruba land and pockets of insecurity, and he worked effectively at putting an end to it, just like what we are having in Nigeria now. He stood then that it must stop, and it actually stopped. What impact are you making? Welcome to Searchlight on Impact Africa Television, IATV. I am Anu Akomolafe. Today we shall be journeying through the Bower'S Tower, and I want to say, do you know Laipo? Ibadan Lomo. Oh, mo Laipo. Journey with me as we take a ride. As you can see, this is Bower'S Tower. It's quite interesting as we climb the staircase. I have an historian in the house who will tell us the history of Bower'S Tower and everything you like to ask and you are willing to know about Bower'S Tower. It's good to have you here.
This is Bower'S Tower, located in Lokeare area of Ibadan, in Ibadan, not local government area of Oyo State. Tower, let's begin from the beginning, from the element design to start. When we are talking about tower, what do we mean by tower? It is a tall, narrow building or part of a building. In most cases, tower is erected for a particular purpose. At times, it may be for a clock. At times, it may be for remembrance of an important thing, event, or person. This Bower'S Tower was constructed in December 1936. In recognition of Captain Rose Lister Bower. Then who is Captain Lister Rose Bower? Captain Rose Lister Bower was colonial administrator of the Yoruba land, of the Yoruba country, from 1893 to 1897. That is, he ruled the Yoruba country for 4 years. What is known as Western Nigeria, what was later known as the Western Nigeria, Western region, Western state, now split into 6 states. Was one then we call it Yoruba country. During that time, or before his time, there was a series of crises like intra-tribal war within the various sections of Yoruba land, like Kiriji war between Ekiti, Ibadan, Oyo, versus other town, Ijebu, and the like. When he came on board as this colonial administrator in 1893, that was what he meant. He used his act of ingenuity in putting an end to that war, to that crisis. Even apart from the intra-tribal war, the series of kidnapping, stealing, burglary, he put an end to that war. So in 1897, he left the government. Maybe he left for his country, from the Britain where he came from. Meanwhile, in 1936, in recognition of that effort in putting an end to the war, the government of the Yoruba land then deemed it fit to erect a structure in his memory, and they look for a particular point in Ibadan, which is the highest point in the city of Ibadan. This is where the Bower'S Tower is located today. Then that Bower was constructed in 1936 in his memory. The tower has 47 staircases. Yes, in spiral form. those stairs, they are in two sides. There's a point where you can enter. When you get up, there's another point where you can descend. It's not the same stair, not the same step that you use in getting up that you get it down. There are various stages. Then from the place you can see over 80% of the ancient city of Ibadan. From that place you can see over 80% of the ancient city of Ibadan. And because of the fact that the staircase leading to the top of the tower is a form of spiral round, the locals, they term it Layipo. They call it Layipo. That Ibadan Lomo Layipo is another story or history on its own. No, Ibadan has been the capital of the Yoruba race from the time immemorial. It has been the capital of the Yoruba race from time immemorial. That was how it is when the British colonial administrator came. So all the people in other parts of the Yorubas, they like to come to Ibadan. How influential you may be if you have not been to Ibadan, they don't know you as being an influential person. And when you now get to Ibadan, and the person get back to the village where I come from, when he started boasting that he has been to Ibadan, they say, you have been to Ibadan. Have you been to Layipo? No, they didn't know it as a power tower. What they know it as is Layipo, because of the fact that it is a spiral and you can see the Ibadan, essence of Ibadan in circular form. Have you been to Layipo? They say, I've been to Layipo. If the person has not been to Layipo, they say, then you have not been to Ibadan. When you have not been to Layipo, you have not been to Ibadan. That is, they say, if the person has not been to Ibadan, they say Ibadan Lomo Layipo. But unfortunately, later on, some people, just like what Yoruba says, ẹni tí ó bóyin jẹ́ fólórin kò ní gbè fún bólórin bá ṣe kọ́. When you want to spoil somebody's song, as better sing it. By the time you want to do the chorus, you will do it in another form entirely, just to spoil that song. Some people they see that Layipo as a form of dubiosity, being dubious. When they now see Ibadan indigenous, they say Ibadan Lomo Layipo, which insinuates that a kind of innuendo to tell the person that the person is dubious, which is not so, which is not like that.
Thank you very much. What are the lessons that we can learn from this Bower'S Tower?
The lesson we can learn from this Bower'S Tower: anything you are doing, do it with all your effort. Have positive impact in life. Just like the name of this radio station, Impact Business Radio. Try to have positive impact on whatever you are doing. Those in government, impact positively on the life of the people. You are the head of any organization, impact positively. When you leave that office, let them be reminding you of good things you have done.
They should remember us for good.
They should remember us for good. It will not be too okay if somebody is in power or somebody is in government or somebody is alive. People are now remembering that during the era of so person, he did it better than this. He did it better than that. How is this one now doing this like this? In Yoruba profile, which says, I say the ara aye ni mo wọn ti ara ọ̀rọ̀. That is ara aye ni mo wọn ti ara ọ̀rọ̀. That is incompetency of the people who is still alive. Make us to remind those who have died. The person has died. If the person is alive, we have done this, we have done this. The government, the present government, or those who are in the government, who are the incumbent, if they are doing very well, nobody will remember those who have done it before. But when there is problem, they remember those who have done it in the past. That when we are there.
One thing is that Bower'S Tower is being remembered for the fact that he fought insecurity to it.
He fought insecurity to a standstill. He fought insecurity. That is the major achievement. His major achievement. He fought insecurity to a standstill. And over 40 years, when he has left the power, the place was now erected in his memory to immortalize him. That is for Bower'S Tower. Another aspect, Layipo, though the staircase inside the tower is a form of spiral form, which is Layipo. We can deduce another meaning to it, which is related to our life. That means that the life, the culture, the system is not stagnant. It keep on changes. As the system change, as the culture change, as the progress, as you are making progress, you have to abide with it. You have to change with time. If you are going to be on the same level. If you refuse to change, change itself will change you. Before the millennium in Nigeria, I don't think we know anything about the handset. Later handset came. Now the use of computer was not so rampant like this. Later we are not using computer. The other various telecommunication system which we are now using now, you have to abide by the changing in the system. You have to change with the time. Then another thing, the earth itself. To those who have elementary knowledge of geography, the earth itself is not static. The earth exhibits two forms of movement. We have the earth rotation and the earth revolution. The earth in which we are is not stable. It's not static. It rotates around the sun. Once in every 24 hours, and that won't give us a day until it revolves around the sun. Once in every 365, 1/4 days. That won't give us a year. That means Layipo. That means everything changes. From that name, Layipo, everything changes. The kind of dressing we are wearing now is different from what our 40 or 50, what they are wearing 40 or 50 years ago. So that is the correlation with Layipo. And this tower, the correlation with what Bower'S has done is in its recognition.
People visiting this place, what has activities been like?
This place is a great tourist attraction. I can say throughout Nigeria, there is hardly any state visitor that come to your state that will not visit this place. Within last year and this year, we have received visitors from Nigerian Institute of Security Studies. We have received visitors from Armed Forces Staff and Command College, Jaji. We have received visitors from Nigerian Institute of Policy and Strategic Studies, Kurujos. On daily basis, we have over 500 tourists coming to this place. When you grow up in Ibadan, there's no way you grow up in Ibadan without being fascinated to visit this place. This place is a great tourist site which will interest any tourist to visit. So thank you
very much. Yes, sir. Yes, you've heard it all about one of the oldest monuments in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital, the popular Bower'S Tower. Ibadan Lawa, this is Ibadan. If you've not been to the Bower'S Tower, you are not yet in Ibadan. Okay, we're going to be doing this every week till next week when I take you to another tourist site. Keep making impact. I am Anu Akomolafe versus Searchlight. Bye for now.